What is up, crypto gang? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack our cryptocurrency and blockchain education. If you guys are brand new here, we do a small little giveaway at the beginning of every single episode, and today's winner is Vladimir Fedorenko. Thanks so much for commenting on the previous video. Vladimir just sent you a Wax NFT. Now, if you guys do want a chance to win, like this video, comment about the subject that I'm going to be going over in the video, with your wallet address being Wax, because that's where all of the very cool NFTs are happening right now, and it's very inexpensive to transact on there. Also, be subscribed, and you have a chance to win on the next video. On this episode, I'm going to be going over a new kind of exclusive project called NFFT, and it stands for non-fungible fillable tokens. Now, this is something that came across my radar last week. Russ from Terra Virtua actually sent it my way. Shout out to Russ for doing that. And I did a little bit more digging into the project, what the Blockverse is all about, and the fact that they have, a capped amount of 9,112 was, first of all, compelling because of the scarcity component. Just selling that many blocks, there will never be more than that created. And it's just a cool experiment, basically, that is going to become a decentralized ad network. Now, as a full disclosure, I did snag a couple of the blocks myself and send it around to a bunch of friends to have them get involved as well. So now that disclosure's out of the way, the public is now getting involved in this hand over fist. This isn't a sponsored review or anything like that, but I do always like to disclose when I am a bag holder. So within the first day, there were about 400 people that created accounts, and it sold out of about 70% of all of the blocks that were being available. The idea here being that everybody in the community owns and operates their own blocks and can swap out images, can allow advertisers to rent that space, and the clear-cut vision that a lot of the team has been mentioning to me in the Discord has been about art galleries. So now people can actually host and promote their artwork, basically so that people can go and give it a look, check it out, purchase it, all on this Blockverse concept. First stage here is that they're doing this kind of $1 million homepage concept where you have the Blockverse sitting on their homepage. Everybody's going to be able to advertise on these individual little blocks that they've purchased, swapping out images, maybe even renting space to advertisers early on. But the eventual mission here is that they're able to unlock this decentralized ad network where people are going to be able to basically promote across this Blockverse. And it's going to be a very interesting experiment on the Ethereum blockchain. So very similar to the sandbox where you can buy plots of land and you can swap out the image on the land that you own, and that parcel and the size of the parcel is relative to the size of the image across the entire map. That's kind of how I'm viewing this. If you guys are brand new to how these NFT style drops happen, they do it in tranches. So the first tranche being 0.15 ETH, the second tranche being 0.2 ETH is what you buy into. So that's per block. You can purchase a certain amount of blocks at that price point, and then it continues to get smaller and smaller and smaller. You have 7 different tranches. You have common, uncommon, gems, diamonds, legendaries, phantoms, and the Genesis blocks. Now the Genesis blocks, there are only 4 of them, and that's what's going to be auctioned off. And that is going to be a big marketing event. As far as I understand it, there's going to be a very large marketing event that takes place with a lot of influential people in the advertising space as well as the crypto space. It's an exciting phase 1 piece where all of these people, over 400 people, are purchasing these tranches and they're getting involved, buying into the mission. And then at the end, you have this auction of the 4 Genesis blocks. And this was something that actually BitBoy tweeted out, Baron of Blockchain, some of these other people in the NFT space that have really been talking about this because it is a very innovative concept and it could really go a very long way given its decentralized autonomous organization structure, and people are able to contribute in various different ways that believe in a decentralized ad network. I do think that the Blockverse is a very clever name, and I do think that phase 2 that they've mentioned, where it's fitting into the DeFi ecosystem, is quite interesting. And I don't want to go down too deep into these different phases that they've talked about, mainly because it just can confuse the situation more. And ultimately, what I've been looking at is the fact that if they can nail a decentralized ad network, that is a multi-billion-dollar mission. And just that alone is worth, you know, 1 or 2 blocks, something like that. Having a potential to rent that space out to advertisers in the future, living on the Ethereum blockchain, having that space available to them could be extremely valuable. So another important part here that I wanted to mention is that every single tranche is randomized. I do really like the randomization aspect of it. Surprisingly, that's not really my thing normally, but when there is a randomization, it actually gives everybody the equal likelihood that they are going to get the rarest blocks, which I think is a very empowering thing, because if everybody at the beginning is purchasing more blocks, they have more of a chance of getting more rare blocks. When you go onto the site, you can see the claiming your block concept, and that is basically syncing your MetaMask wallet, purchasing a block at the tranche that it's currently in, and they're already over 71% subscribed. So I believe it's only 0.3 ETH at this time of recording this. So once you purchase the blocks and you get them into your wallet, you see them on OpenSea. They're directly listed on OpenSea, and you can sell them. You can purchase other people's blocks on OpenSea, and it's already a fluid marketplace. Average is about 0.2 ETH that is being traded, and there has been about 4 ETH traded so far, back and forth between these. So very, very early. And I love bringing these things to you guys super early on. There is an element of risk here because it is an ambitious mission. DAOs are kind of notoriously difficult to operate in because everybody has to kind of come to a consensus and agree on things. It can take more time, and it can get kind of confusing when things are trying to be pushed. So like I said before, when all of the tranches have been sold, they will finally unveil what you actually have in terms of the rarity and the position of your blocks within the Blockverse. They do have a provably fair concept that you can go and check on their website that I scrolled through a little bit that is using SHA-256, and it is very cool to actually go through and see how they've done it, just to prove that it is randomized and the fact that everybody is going to have their chance to get these rare and, interestingly positioned blocks within the Blockverse that will forever live on the site, that you will be able to see and click through, experience other people's artwork, other people's advertising. I really do love the idea that it's starting as the $1 million homepage concept, where at that stage, in that phase, you're going to be able to see artists, you're going to see new projects, you're going to see all these different types of public figures and people just basically wanting to get some exposure. And then in phase 2, you have the plug into the DeFi ecosystem, where you have the ability to have advertisers coming in and advertising across the entire Blockverse. And I think that that is a very exciting piece that I'm looking forward to checking out and seeing how that evolves. The team behind it and the DAO organization structure, I think, is very exciting as well, because you can see exactly what's going on if you just go onto the Discord. Now, these NFFTs are ERC-721s, not ERC-20s. And that being said, I am obsessed with the game theory around what's going to happen here. It'll be really interesting to see what goes on when you have people that are really interested in getting some exposure and you have this really open marketplace on OpenSea. It's going to be really great to watch how these ERC-721s are just being swapped out. And then once it plugs into the DeFi ecosystem, I think that's going to be fascinating to watch. And as an econ nerd myself, I think an ad network is exciting, but this first phase of the kind of $1 million homepage concept of the Blockverse, and then it expands out afterwards, is a brilliant way of doing it. Like, a lot of people understand how that worked, that $1 million homepage. But that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you guys check this out. It's a really cool project, and not much being talked about right now because it's super early on. But I wanted to give you guys a little glimpse into the Blockverse, what it looks like, and what I'm looking forward to in terms of the future of, an NFFT based advertising network. I think that's super exciting and very ambitious. So that is it for this video. Slap a like if you like this content, these type of early on NFT project videos, and be subscribed. And I will see you guys on the next episode of Hack Crypto.